Hello everybody, I'm Trevor Bales with Bales Hay Farm and Ranch. Yes, my last name is Bales. No, we did not change it. And yes, we bale hay. Thank you for watching the show. Don't forget, if you like the show, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. It's springtime. It's the end of March, March 26th. We're making hay. This is sometimes the most difficult time of the year for me because I have to start storing the hay and making room to store it. What makes it so hard is the hay we are baling right now is very green and soft and mushy. We do not want to double stack it. That's how stacks fall down and or catch on fire. Too much hay packed into a tight space with a lot of moisture, a lot of pressure creates fires. So I don't double stack it. Instead of double stacking, I set them one down on the ground and I try to space them all out a few inches. I'll show you that here in a second. Right now, Justin is pulling all the Bermuda, the number 2 Bermuda, out of a barn. This barn has 2 qualities of Bermuda. Number 2 and number 1. There's only a little bit of number 2, so we're going to pull all the number 2 out so we can then put in all of the new Paca Verde that we're making. So it's going to make us some room, and we need this number 2 Bermuda at the barn where we sell it by the bale. That barn is almost empty. I've got a couple big bales I'm going to move and consolidate in another barn, and we'll pull this hay down. I've got a couple people that want it and I need to sell it to, and then we'll move the rest to the sale barn over there. It's important to get these barns empty so then I can run through them with a tractor pulling a bunch of tires. That smooths the barns out, which makes it easier for the squeeze when it comes time to stacking the hay. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but it kind of is. Everything is planning ahead for the next cutting. The next cutting, everything should be dry enough to where we can stack it. But I don't want a whole bunch of green stacks scattered all over the place. I'm just consolidating, putting hay together, putting hay. Where can these 10 stacks go to where I can put one barn is full of maybe 3 or 4 different qualities, but that opens up several other barns. For example, we're parked outside of barn 13 right here. It has number 2 quality alfalfa, number 1 quality Bermuda on that side, and I've been stacking some big bales in this barn. So it's got 3 different things in it. Barn 10 right here is almost empty. It's got these big bales, so I'm going to shuttle them over to barn 13, and then we'll get the rest of those small bales out. This barn will be empty, and then I can smooth it out. Barn 10 is about empty. It's got 3.5 rows, so 6, 7 truckloads. That'll be gone very quickly. I can smooth it out. There's 9. It's completely empty. 8 only has 4 stacks left, which is good. I need to get these barns emptied out and cleaned up. Pulling up on barn 7, it's going to be a bit of a trick this year. It's a little different from my other barns. You can only get into it from the east or the west ends. My other barns, you can get in from north, south, east, or west. That's made it tricky. I have some 2020 hay stacked up there in the middle, but now I have 21 hay on this side and the other side, so I can't get to the middle stuff very easily. There's Austin hauling hay from the barns over to the retail store so it can be sold by the bale. So we're at the north end of this barn right here. What we're going to do is haul dirt in right here, and then I'm going to come through with my grader and smooth it all out so I can get in and out of the barn from the north side along with the east and the west. And all that really does, well, it does 2 things. It gives me more options for stacking hay, and then the second, it gets me closer to the semi when I'm unloading or loading the semi, so I don't have to drive down the whole length of a barn and then out to the truck. Right here, we're at the north end of this barn, and it's smooth all the way out. We can drive in and out anytime we want. Well, if that buffer hay wasn't there, that's a whole nother topic. I'm contemplating not putting buffer hay on the south side so I can get into every barn. I'm sorry, the north side. Just keep it on the south side where the sun always is and leave the north side open. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So Justin's working on cleaning out the Bermuda. Brian's checking the rye alfalfa mix. Hopefully they can bale. We baled a bunch yesterday, regular alfalfa, but there's a little bit of a cool front today. It's windier, a bit cloudy, and I don't think it's even supposed to get into 70. I think it's supposed to be like 64 or 2 or 3 or something. I don't know. It's fun going back at social media. It's like a time machine. 2 years ago, April 1st, we were 94 degrees. We made some beautiful alfalfa, beautiful rye alfalfa mix. You guys want to watch Austin? Austin's actually an EMT. And on his days off, he comes and works on the farm. That right there is how we move stacks one at a time and also deliver alfalfa, well, any product that we make all around the Phoenix Valley. It's a very handy truck. It's actually made right here in Arizona, Camp Verde, by an agriculture family. I mentioned how this time of year we stack them apart to where the wind can blow through. So there's a foot gap or more between all these stacks, so that they can air out and dry without turning brown. I keep saying tobacco. It turns to where it looks like a tobacco leaf. It just turns brown. Not necessarily a bad thing. It's actually a bacteria eating the protein. So at least that's what someone told me once. I don't know for sure, but animals like it. Customers just think it's ugly. Just got the probe. I'm sure some of you hay guys are wondering what this super green hay is going to probe. Oh, not even 15. 12. 10. 12. 10, 12-ish. 12-ish. Almost 15, 14-ish. It's a juicy looking bale. Ooh, almost 15. Ooh, over 15. That's an 18. 18's a little green. This won't be here very long. It's gonna move pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. Let's check this other stuff. 10. Ooh, 12. This was just baled yesterday. 10. Oop, almost a 15. Ooh, 15. 15's all right. I just don't want any 18's even okay. I just don't want a lot of it. Those are good numbers. This is a hay probe. It's windy outside, so I got back my pickup. This is a hay probe. This is how we check the moisture in our in the hay, to where we know, so we know if it's too green and we need to stop baling or something. Sometimes if these stacks are too green and they probe high, I will go through with the squeeze and split every single stack in half. It's a lot of work. It takes up a lot of space, and it's one more cost of equipment running and time spent. So gotta watch out. So while we were green chopping in the wintertime, a buddy baled some hay up. He didn't want to, but he did. He didn't have a home for it, so I bought it. But this is it. This is actually baled in January? Yeah, this is January hay, and it still, well, that bale was super soft. It's not probing crazy, but it's also just not super awesome looking. They probably baled it in the middle of the day. All right, let Austin and Justin do their thing. I now have to go put a bucket on a trailer. We bought a cat loader from my neighbor. You guys have seen on videos. The bucket's not in the best condition, and we don't have time to work on it ourselves. So I'm gonna put it on a trailer, take it to the local welder, the same guy that made our sales desk, if you remember that episode. The trailer I wanna use is already hooked up to another truck. I guess I might as well use another truck. I don't have to unhook it, it's ready to go. Oh, one of my biggest pet peeves, our little Ford Ranger. You guys remember that guy from another episode? It's just parked right in the shop, taking up like 3 spaces, well 2 technically, but I hate when they park that thing there, or any vehicle for that matter that doesn't belong in the shop. It doesn't, if it's not being worked on, and even if it is being worked on but it's not super important, don't park it in the shop, please don't. Buddy, look who it is. It's Arturo. How many truckloads did you make yesterday in your roadsider?
Maybe 8 truckloads.
That's pretty easy though, right?
It's very easy for me.
Nothing for him.
No.
Nothing.
No, it's pretty good.
Thank you. See you later.
Okay.
I love him. So here's the bucket. Got a new blade put on it, but it just needs, honestly, I don't know what it needs. Brian was just telling me it needs some stuff around here. Big old crack in the bucket over there, over there. It just needs some love. Sweet, made a game plan with Manuel. It's a pretty simple game plan. I'm gonna grab that pickup and that trailer, and we're gonna put the bucket on it. And I'm gonna take it to the shop. There's 2 semis parked out here to get loaded. They literally just pulled up. But I'm not gonna stop in the middle of this, getting this bucket to the welding shop. These semis are gonna have to wait. I don't think that bucket's too heavy for this. I'm not going far. There's a snowman right there. I don't know, he was gonna put it on sideways, but I think we'll just put on from the back. I'm not going far, but easier to get off maybe, I don't know. That dog's gonna get ran over. She'll move. It's a little heavy. Like I said, we're going like 2 miles tops, so I'm not too concerned. My biggest concern is them getting it off. They have got 2 forklifts, but we'll see how when we get there. Yesterday there was a DOT cop on the road I'm going down, which is just a back country road. They pulled over my buddy right in front of me, so I called him a little bit later. My buddy's got a service dually flatbed pickup. He said he's checking his weight and his diesel. I just hope that cop's not there today. He might think my load's a little too squirrely. I don't know. At the welding shop, he's got his extensions on. The bottom's what's real messed up. Right on, back to the farm. All right, I'm in the squeeze with Justin. Hey, Justin. I'm teaching him how to load big bales, because big bales are easy, but they're not just like small bales. Justin has loaded his first truck of big bales, right?
Yep.
First truck, which every truck is different, but we got this one done. It's kind of a heavy truck, so it only took 36 bales. So this is pretty exciting and cool for bales, hey? With our new steamers, we got our new service truck. Check it out. 2021 F550, 12-foot flatbed dually, 2-wheel drive, single cab. Probably wondering why 2-wheel drive and why single cab. 1, we hardly ever get stuck, like hardly ever. 2, this isn't a runaround truck. This is service steamers only. So we never get stuck. We never get stuck, right? In the mud, no mud.
No mud.
No mud. And then we're not gonna run around in this truck. It's just a service the steamers only.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a F550 because it has a lot. It's muy pesado. It's gonna be very heavy. It's gonna be pulling a trailer with 1,500 gallons of water. And on the back of it, it's got a big, how much did that compressor weigh? 2,000?
2,000
A
pounds.
2,000 pound compressor and a 300 gallon diesel tank. So it's gotta be heavy. It's gotta have big brakes. It's gotta be ready to work. If you notice, we're pretty good at getting used equipment, but this still can't break down. It's gotta be able to go all the time with these steamers. So we went new. Henry's not going to college now that we have a service truck. Just kidding, he's going. If he wants. I always say college is not a necessity like everyone says it is, but that's just my own opinion. School's what you make it. Man, today got wild. A truck just pulled up with a bunch of shavings. We sell wood shavings in our feed store. Shavings are tricky. I don't have a dock. So we have to put pallet jack in the semi and roll the shavings to the back. Shavings are tall and awkward. Unfortunately, you guys don't get to watch that happen because I have to go jump in a retriever and move a couple stacks of hay around.